correct. Oh boy. What's going on, everybody? I am driving the E30. I've been driving that a lot, pretty much daily driving it now that the weather's been cooling down, because as you know, this car has no AC, never did. And it's just running really great, you know, after I put the fuel tank and everything in. So I've just been enjoying it. I'm going to return some parts right now. But I was going to tell you guys the story of how or why I drilled a big hole through my taillight on my M5. Sorry, buddy. So, it happened this summer when I drove the car to Maine to visit some friends, and I only had one key with me, and we were working on the car. That'll be another video as to why we were working on it. But anyway, so we go out to the car, and I put the keys. I just set the keys down in the trunk without really thinking about it, because all I did was pop the trunk, which doesn't fully unlock the car; it just pops the trunk. So I put the keys in the trunk, and then I accidentally closed the trunk. So this meant the keys were now locked in the trunk. I had a locksmith guy. He came out. It was somebody, I don't know, some dude. He was trying to charge like $300 because it was a BMW. He's like, oh, there's some special reset procedure that I have to do once I get into the car. And I'm like, really? Because, you know, I work on and sell these cars for a living, and I've never heard of such thing. And argued with him for a while, and then finally I was like, all right, listen, how about just get me inside the car, you know, open the door, and that's it. That's all I need you to do. Finally, we agreed on that. And so, you know, he sticks his wedge in the door. He's got his big ass, you know, bar that he's trying to press the unlock button with. But he just couldn't get it. He ended up just scratching the shit out of my interior. I mean, he smacked the windshield with it really hard, just scratched up all the buttons, and finally gave up. You know, he's like, I don't want to hurt your car. So he gave up and left, so I'm still sitting there. It's like 12 o'clock at night at this point, and I'm still just kind of sitting there like, shit, you know, what are we going to do? And that's when the idea popped in my head that, well, these taillights are plastic, and, you know, there's no mechanical lock on the trunk. And so I look on eBay, and I can get a light for like $80, and a new key for that car, because it's the Comfort Access, you know, keyless entry and shit, $750 for a new key. And to even get that, it would take me several days for BMW to make the key, and I also have to have the title in hand, you know, to show them that I own the car and I'm not trying to steal it, which I didn't have the title because I was in Maine on vacation. So we went to Lowe's, got a big, you know, hole saw, as you can see in the video. Luckily, I did get my buddy to record as I was cutting it. It was very painful to do. This is the newest mod. Oh, shit. All the cool kids are doing it. Damn, I think this battery's dead.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I cut the hole in there, got pliers, and just tore up the headlight. And finally got to where I could stick my arm in there, which hurt very badly. You basically had to stick your arm through it. The hard part was trying to cut the hole so that you don't hit all of the bulbs and the circuit board back there, which thankfully I was able to do. And so I did that, got my arm through there, reached through and pulled the, you know, emergency release handle for when you get locked in the trunk. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, and I got the trunk open and got the key, and that was the end of it. And, you know, I drove the car, got the car back. I didn't drive it home. You'll hear about that. Got the car back home and, you know, ordered a new taillight off eBay, and that was the end of it. So it was either $80 or like $750 for a new taillight. But now you know. If you want to break into an M5 or any car really, because the taillights are made out of plastic, just tear up the taillight and you can get in there. So I guess I probably shouldn't put that on video, but you know, you can do that. It takes a lot. I mean, it took me at least an hour to do. But hey, you know, it worked. I got it in the car. So hopefully I never have to do any shit like that again. Feeling like something's burning. And this car car, I'm always terrified when I'll smell something and I'll think it's my car burning, but it'll end up being like a Ford in front of me. Shit, I need to get in that lane. God damn it. Looks like we're taking the long way. This was one of the times that I was thankful that my car is an early model, the pre-LCI. LCI is what BMW calls their facelift. And so the taillights on the later facelift ones are like, have these LED bars in them, and they're like $400 a pop. And luckily mine was an early model. That's the only time I'm thankful that it's early model, and they were only like $80 a piece. So that worked out pretty well. I'm probably going to be selling the car for various reasons that I'll get into. But there you go. That's the story of how I drilled my taillight out and broke into my car. Don't try that at home. Check out the channel, subscribe, and hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.